And it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch. And she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get 1 run back. That one sent on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420
They trade
or visit
their
internationalprotectiveservice.com.
The Hawks get back Rudy Gay and a future second-round pick.
These are more than just the
Still here in
sounds of a
Collins.
safe place to go after school.
$78
These are the
million
sounds
in
of
the
interest
next
being ignited
So
and of
they
mentors making an impact.
$5+ million trading.
At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those
People
doors.
Tell me that this makes Utah even more of a contender in the West. That this team that was going to be a complete rebuild is something everybody's got to look out for.
No. That's overextending on John Collins. This is a competitive basketball team. They are close to being a play-in team, but they're not someone you have to watch out for.
Got Lauri Markkanen, All-Star center. He was a rookie. They used their 9th pick the other day to get Taylor Hendricks, a power forward out of Central Florida. They have Walker Kessler's there as well.
Kessler was the all-rookie center.
Yep.
Lauri Markkanen came over in the Cleveland trade for Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
they're a good team. What it shows you is there's fewer teams in the NBA that are just going to outright tank this season.
Who do we think is really bad right now? Just Houston?
Houston is really bad right now.
Is there anybody else you just go, wow, they're really not good?
Detroit is really not good.
But they got so many young players.
So does Houston. They're still
What
not
about
good.
Washington?
And Washington's that team that is in total tank mode. But we're going to see fewer teams do that. There's going to be bad teams. It's going to happen. Like, you're going to try to be good, and you end up being bad. But I think what we're seeing with 10 teams making the playoffs in each league, the success that you can have coming out of that, even if you're a good team that might struggle at times, like we saw with the Lakers and Heat, is fewer teams just outright tanking the season, which is better for the league.
No, certainly. No news on Damian Lillard, but man, there's so much talk. Just so much talk. And I tend to believe, JJ, when there's smoke, there's fire. And I kind of believe that something's going to happen, and it's going to be kind of out of the blue. Right? When Chris Paul got traded to the Warriors, would you say that was out of the blue? Nobody was talking about that. Right? I get the same sort of a feel that something's going to happen with Damian Lillard.
This one is both sides don't want to be the one that says it's over. And
but
Howard Beck, NBA writer, writing columns for GQ now, he had a line, I was reading his column this morning, that kind of sums it up. He said, quote, "It's a marriage of convenience. For both sides, Dame and the team don't want to call for the divorce. And both sides want it. Both sides would welcome it, but neither side wants to say it. So they have this awkward dance that keeps on going."
So he believes they both want to be done. Why would the Blazers want to be done with him?
You haven't been able to acquire a number two.
Okay.
And you've missed the playoffs, and Damian Lillard has not been finishing the season the last couple of years.
So,
and he is an asset to acquire pieces for your future.
It is going to be a long time before they get a player like Damian Lillard. Odds would tell you. A guy who not only is a franchise player and who is an all-NBA guy, but a guy who absolutely loves that community. Right? And like Portland, people love Portland. The people who are longtime Portland people, people, it's somewhat of a polarizing city, right? And maybe that's for political reasons. But people who love Portland. It's beautiful up there. Jeff, have you seen downtown? It's a bleep hole. Yeah. Whatever. I haven't seen downtown recently. When I used to go to Portland, it was beautiful. And I think the Pacific Northwest, if it didn't rain so much, the whole damn world would live there. Like I do. It is gorgeous up there. And there's good people. But obviously this dude loves it up there. But to your point, this is a business that people want to win. I mean, so you think this is a PR game? Nobody wants to say, yeah, I wanted to go, or we wanted him to go?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because if you want to be there, then be there. Go try to win with young players.
Yeah, yep. Well,
go do what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just did with Oklahoma City.
See, I haven't heard him tell me he wants out. I heard this guy that you just said from GQ.
Well, it's more than one person saying it.
Right. Reporters saying it. It's Robert Griffin III speaking for Stephon Diggs. Sometimes I don't know what to believe. That's why, Dame, if you want out, dude, people would understand, hey, I'm giving this everything I can. We're not winning. Let them use me to get pieces and build for the future, and I want to go win. You think anybody would hold that against him?
Not at all.
Not even a Blazer fan, I don't think. So what's the issue? So that's why I think he's going somewhere. And JJ, I don't know where I think it is. But I think something, like I don't think it's going to be the places that it's been rumored. Like Miami, right? I don't see the Miami thing happening, do you? I don't know where it's coming from. I just think something's going to fall out of the sky, and it's going to be crazy. Is it the Clippers, Lakers kind of a thing? Is it, Dallas for Kyrie? Something crazy. All right, when we come back, a former MVP is going to play for the Isotopes as they reset this week. A former Major League Baseball MVP is going to play for the Isotopes. It's the opening drive. How you can see him next. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about. We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about. We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors.
When you want tickets, you like the seats. Let me know if you want to go.
Okay.
Go see, what is it? He's going to be here tomorrow on Thursday, right?
Let's go Thursday.
Thursday's a day game. You can go right after this. Go out to the day game.
How many tickets you got?
Yeah.
I got 4.
There we go.
There you go.
DC, let's go to the game.
Let's bring the little dudes. It'll be fun.
I'll set. That's actually a good day. You two and the little dudes.
There you go.
It's gonna be hot.
The short day with the little dudes, but
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll call for cloud cover if you want. Yesterday I called for cloud cover.
Yes.
It worked. It worked well.
You guys, okay? It's funny, right? I started on once. We're coming up 9, and the guys already playing with. Man, thank you. I'm glad you asked for the cloud cover. You order up the cloud cover. Thanks for this. And then it was starting to get windy, so the dudes that were coming up, they were playing 1 as we were coming off 9. Like, hey, no, thank you for the cloud cover. Can you turn down the wind a little bit? I'm like, yeah, I'll work on it. And right about then, the wind started to settle.
It didn't settle for us because there was a few times that it was at your back, right in your face, and it's like, do I club up 1, 2, 3? I have no idea. It was interesting.
Then you were dealing. No, you don't have to deal with altitude. I was playing with a dude from Dallas.
Oh,
and watched him have to deal with, instead of 113 and 90% humidity, the ball travels a little further here.
Yes.
Why am I so long? Well, it was either the Wheaties or I took him to Frontier. It was the Frontier burrito, or. All right. So what do you make of Chris Bryant? You want to go out and see him? You guys are going to go on day game on Thursday. I'm going to send you the tickets to the break, and then remember when Manny Ramirez was here and you get a big name? Like, are people going to clamor to go see Chris Bryant?
not like that.
Will people go out?
He's been here before.
Yeah, he has.
Like a year ago this exact time. Chris Bryant was here.
I guess I kind of forgot about that.
This is the first time.
Do you wish that the Rockies could hit reset too? Would it make a difference?
It would not make it.
You don't
The
think
Rockies could hit reset
every week,
and then they'd look at the standing and be like, wait, why are we 15 games back? We just hit the reset button.
16 and a half. 16 and a half games back.
But we just hit the reset and we're still 15 games back.
Are they I'll give you this. They're not the worst team in the National League. They're one game better than the Nationals. Feel better?
I don't feel a thing for the Rockies, and that's the problem.
They're not the Mets. And the Mets are 6 games better, 5 games better. But the Mets are 16 back, just like the Rockies, and the Mets have the highest payroll in baseball.
The Mets are trying to win. They're spending a bleep ton of money, and it's not working.
We had a conversation yesterday about the Mets, and we had a Mets fan call in. Actually, it was a great caller. Do you think Buck Showalter is going to get run because of this? Because I don't think it's his fault.
If you're asking, do you think the coach gets fired, then the coach is going to get fired because that's first place start.
But you look how they constructed that roster. So they lose the other day in Philly, the game my daughter got the ball. They gave up 4 runs in the 8th. Phillies sent 10 batters to the plate, scored 4 runs, had 1 hit. It's almost impossible to do. They had 2 hit batters. They walked 2. They had an error. Like the Mets destructed. Highest payroll in baseball. I don't know how you turn that around to say, all right, we're firing the manager. All right, next guy up. And now we're going to turn things around. Because it's not going to work that way. It's flat out not going to work.
You're not firing Francisco Lindor or Justin Verlander.
No, I get it. There's too much money there. I get it. By the way, Verlander played yesterday. He was caught off guard when he was dealt an automatic ball in another Mets loss. So it was the clock. They're still getting used to it. He was called for an automatic ball. They lose 2-1 to Milwaukee. They pitched well. They just didn't get him any runs. It was his final warm-up toss ahead of the 3rd inning. There were 27 seconds left on the clock. 3 seconds later than allowed for him to throw his final warm-up toss. And you could read lips. The umpire's going, I can't do anything about it. And Verlander's pissed, right? So the rule is when there's the pitch clock. There's an in between inning clock, and once it hits 30 seconds, you can't throw another warm up pitch. And he did. Quote Verlander, he caught me off guard. He's talking about Jason Visconti, the umpire. I know that you're supposed to get your last warm-up pitch in before 30 seconds. It was right about that time, and I was about to throw my pitch, and I think he started yelling, one more, and kind of holding up one finger. He thought he threw the pitch before. He says, as long as I'm ready by the 8 seconds the hitter's supposed to be in the box, I think that's plenty of time. Do you like them holding them to the letter of the law? I guess the umpire could have let it go, right? He could have. And he was out there saying, there's nothing I can do about it. It's the rules. That's not what this was meant to do, is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. There's a clock on everything you do in baseball.
All right.
Nothing new.
It kind of is new.
Well, I mean, at this point,
it's still,
if you don't know how to
still
do warm-up pitches, that's on you.
And I guess we're talking about practice, man. Practice. Practice. Not about a game. We're talking about practice.
Well, first, you give them a second, and they'll take 5. And then they'll take 15. And they'll take 30 from in between innings.
And I guess that's why there's a number, right? The old school guys might have more of a hard time dealing with this. I don't know. I get it when the game's on. So I'm going to side with Verlander on this. As long as I'm ready with 8 seconds to go, what do we care? What do we care? And the umpire's like, there's a rule. There's a rule. Verlander said, I'm not blaming the umpire, but I think just having a little bit of discretion there. If the catcher, sometimes, did he say gosh? Sometimes their clips don't go in right. They have a lot of stuff to put on. It takes them a little longer to get out there than normal. I don't think the pitcher should be held accountable for that. And again, this is not the umpire's fault. I was just a bit disappointed, especially the way things were going. I'm just trying to find my groove and have it start off like that. But I understand. Said it was in a tough way because he said he had no choice if you don't throw the pitch by 30 seconds. They're 8 games below 500. End quote, by the way. He's not wrong, though, right? Catcher takes it, I can't get my shin guard on. The clip's broken. All right. There's a clock. You say, damn it, there's a clock. Stick by it.
Everywhere else, you see a dude go out there, backup catcher, catch some more pitches till the catcher's ready.
Yeah, I guess that's right. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Quarterback situation in Vegas. And there's the Tom Brady thing sticking around and hovering. Still? Really? Yes, really. And who's talking about it next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Now?
This report is sponsored by Staples.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves.
I mean, it will at some point, right? At some point, we're going to stop. Well, I have. Tom Brady's not playing anymore. Can I say that definitively? I mean, and I was the one. Tell me if I'm wrong. Did I tell you all last year? I think that's it, right? I told you he wanted to play till he was 45. I think he's done. I was on that bandwagon last year.
You're never wrong.
I
Jeff.
am.
We
I'm
know.
wrong.
We know.
I'm wrong a lot, but I'll point out when I'm right because it gets pointed out when I'm wrong. Von Miller's Voncast. That's what he calls it, the Voncast. Raiders defensive end Max Crosby was on there. You know that Tommy is now part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Jim Garoppolo is the quarterback. Jim Garoppolo is the quarterback of the Raiders. Somehow a big upgrade over Derek Carr. Yeah, but Max, what about Tom Brady? I mean, Tommy now is around. Quote, obviously we got Jimmy G. Jimmy's coming back. He's going to be healthy. But, you never know what's going to happen. Tom Brady's a competitor, the greatest of all times. At the absolute worst, if everything doesn't go the way it's supposed to and we need him, I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady shows up in a Raiders jersey. End quote. Well, he may show up in a jersey. Tommy ain't playing. And let me tell you this. So when you're 29, maybe even when you're 32, and somebody needs an emergency quarterback, you can go and probably do it in a couple weeks. When you're 46, I don't know how you just say, hey, you know what, we're down 2 quarterbacks. Hey, let's get the guy out of the owner's box and put the old guy down there. And there's no way, right?
I think he's messing with people.
Who is?
Max Crosby.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
and I
he's
think
a funny
people
guy.
are biting on this crap.
Absolutely. I mean, I just typed it up. There's a ton of stories on it just for him saying that one comment.
And people are buying it.
Oh, yeah. It seems that
Brady,
way.
Brady may play. Brady.
one line and it changes the Vegas odds. It's insane.
I definitely think there's a sense of that. With
Sense of what?
Max Crosby just kind of pulling everyone's leg, trying to throw it out there. But there's a weird feeling where people just can't quit Tom Brady. Even when you look at him, 45, 46 years old, and you just can't let the man be. You know what? Why not?
Well,
come on down, Tommy.
Let's
gonna do it.
I'm going to draw you a comparison that's not really a comparison, but I'll tell you why there's some similarities, right? Golf fans can't quit Tiger, and they're about the same age, right? But the difference is Tiger continues to tease you and say, I'm playing in majors. Tommy says, I'm done. And I believe it. See, I believe these two guys, what they're telling me.
Because he already went back on it once.
Who?
Tom Brady.
He did go back on it once. And I don't think he's going back again.
So he fool me once. All right. Twice.
But again, so to me, there's a total difference.
And there is a piece that now that he is an owner,
yep,
the other owners, if he wanted to play, would have to vote to allow him to play.
Is that right?
Yes. Well, he couldn't just
Who would
run
say
down there.
no? Would some a-hole just go,
absolutely.
Whoever we're playing next week? Nope. Bring out JJ Buck. Right? I want to see Austin Apodaca play quarterback.
It's like Kendall Hinton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taking snaps with the Broncos. Denver, you need a quarterback? Too bad you can't have one.
I don't know that I mean, betting's hard. Find me the odds on Tom Brady coming back this year, and I will go the other way. Look, everything lined up this year was perfectly. The team wasn't that good, but Tommy set himself a number. Like, he's kind of a goal-oriented guy, right? Kind of. He said, I want to play till I was 45. He hit his number. He was still playing. I've heard people, and you might be one of those. I think you and I view this differently. I've heard people tell me that they did not see any significant decline in Tom Brady's game. I feel like I did. I felt last year, while he didn't fall off the cliff, I thought there was a decline in Tom Brady's game. Now, that's not a knock on Tom Brady. He's a 45-year-old quarterback in a 25-year-old's game. And I think he's too proud to go out there.
What do you think it was?
I thought his arm strength was a little bit off. Yeah. His mobility is completely gone. Yeah. And he just wasn't great. He wasn't horrible. I mean, you could tell me he was good, and I'd say you're right. But I don't think Tom Brady wants
25 touchdowns in 17.
No, look, he was eighth and threw more passes than anybody else in the league, right? Or second the most. Yeah, I don't think
the most pass attempts in the league.
Yeah, I don't think he was bad.
Still completed 66% of them.
Yeah, look, and again, good numbers. There's a part of me that thinks that Tom Brady realizes, all right, man, I don't want to go out there and fall off the cliff. I don't want to leave anything out there for people to remember me as being that. They don't want to see Willie Mays playing for the Mets or Joe Namath playing for the Rams or Johnny Unitas playing for the Chargers.
Tom Brady was good, but he didn't have like Tom Brady even 5-6 years ago. Is that instead of that being an 8-win team, is that an 11-win team?
10-11-win team. I do.
I think that's what you can kind of look at.
It wasn't all on him. I mean, that team didn't perform. It wasn't all on Tommy last year, right? There,
third most passing yards in the league.
Weren't
I just said throwing a ton though.
Weren't both of his receivers injured for a significant part of last year? Right? He didn't really have a great tight end. I thought the defense was not as good last year as they were the year before. Like, it wasn't all on Tom Brady. And Tommy was good, but I think there's a part of him that realizes, man, yeah, there's a little less zip on my ball. Yeah, I'm a little less mobile. I don't think he hit everything he wanted to do, dude. And then some. He proved that he could play till 45. He said, I'm going to play till 45. He did. Hit his number. Now he's an owner. What the hell does he have to go out and prove?
Doesn't have to prove anything.
So why would he play again?
He's a football player.
By the way, is that team, the Raiders, is that a Super Bowl contender?
No.
Okay, so why would he go? For him to go would be get ring number 8, right? The Raiders, I think, will be better than people think. But they're in the same division as the Chiefs and the Chargers. the same conference as the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Bengals, and the Ravens, and the Jets, and the Bills, and the Dolphins. Probably left somebody out. Sorry, Steeler fan. Oh, and the Browns, the mighty, mighty Browns. Like I look at this, I think you guys are so dead on this. I think this is Max Crosby blowing up this balloon and people just following it, just sniffing the gas out of this balloon and getting high. That, to your point, Tommy's going to be back, and I can't quit Tommy. And football, we got to have Tommy. And you see my analogy with Tiger, right? But the difference is Tiger keeps telling you why I am coming back.
He's trying.
Well, and he says I'm not playing a full schedule. He says I'm going to come back and play some majors. So we will see. Look, I firmly believe.
I think once Tom Brady bought into the ownership stake, that's done, because that's stuff that he doesn't control, like owners voting for him to play.
Yeah,
that are in the way of him coming back.
Yeah.
That's the thing you have to look at.
Totally.
It's not, oh, I'm an owner, so I can just walk down to the locker room and put on a jersey and go play quarterback.
Yeah. I can't agree with you more. Meanwhile, the Tiger thing is different, and I firmly believe we will see Tiger again. Do you have any doubt we're going to see Tiger in a major again? I didn't say win a major. I said we're going to see Tiger at majors again. He will. I firmly believe he'll play at the Masters next year.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely. And that's one thing about Tiger. It's you could come back 4 times a year and probably keep yourself in the right shape to do that, continue playing majors. That's not something you can do with football.
Dude,
you got to be all in.
I watched Tom Watson at mid-60s, what it feels like 5, 6, 7 years ago, was in contention on Sunday, I believe, in the final group of the Open Championship. Right? I mean, Phil won the PGA at 52 last year. Was that the number? No, we'll see Tiger again. And we might even see Tiger in contention. I don't think we'll see him win another major. But that's the difference. I mean, he tells you he's going to play. I believe him. I know we're not supposed to believe these guys and take them at their word. And JJ, you're right, because Tom Brady one time did retire and then came back. So therein lies the difference. But what's he got for what? What's he coming back for? Come back to a okay team to replace Jim Garoppolo to go out and do what?
I mean, if you want to build a brand in Vegas, you got to play some games. So if you want to have TB12s on the strip, maybe you got to put on the jersey.
Do you?
Maybe.
Jerry Jones has a hell of a brand. He never played a game.
That is a
Dan
fair point.
Kroenke's got a hell of a brand. He never played a game. Jack Kent Cook back in the day had a hell of a brand. Daniel Snyder's got a bad brand. I see your point. That guy in particular can just show up. Like Elway had a brand after he in Denver, but he played, right? Tommy played, but not in Denver, but or not in Vegas. But I think his brand travels.
He is the GOAT. There's probably some truth to that.
Yeah, I don't know that I think he needs to play to build his brand in that town. He can go wherever he wants, do whatever he does. And by the way, he's single again in Vegas, right? I mean, I'm just saying, and you're just smiling. See, I appreciate it.
Well, I'm thinking to myself, when does he get the chicken ranch invite? Surely he's going to get.
Oh, that's a really good point. Did only Jimmy Garoppolo get that?
He was the first to get it. Then the Knights got it. Now it just seems like
they're just giving him out.
They're just giving him out, right?
They're going to give it to the A's owner. Well, that would piss everybody off in Oakland, wouldn't it? I mean, are the A's going to be the A's when they move there? So they've been at the A's in Kansas City, in Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken, right? And in Oakland, this would be their fourth Athletics, or do you change this up? Do you keep them the Athletics? I think you do. I think you keep the Athletics and the colors, because I think there's a lot of history there. And I think back to the 70s teams, the Reggie Jackson teams, there was so much history.
City Connect type jerseys too, the A's with aces type of stuff.
Well, so, but you got the neon yellow in there. I would argue with you that the A's uniforms are some of the most recognizable in all of sports. For a franchise that hasn't had incredible success, would you disagree? I mean, you always say, okay, I know the Raiders' iconic blacks, but the A's, there's nothing like that green and gold.
Well, according to this, they've had that general logo since 1901.
Is that the elephant?
Yes. And it also says that they plan on keeping the name in Las Vegas based on that, based on the history of that logo and that organization.
Yeah, I had heard that they were thinking about changing it up. I hope they keep it. I really do. All right, keep them coming at 505-246-0610. That's the 377 Brewery Hotline. It's also the Sports Audible text line. When we come back, really, really, really cool Folds of Honor event coming up that I know you're going to want to be a part of, and we will tell you all about that and how to be part of it. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and DC on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
When you replace a roof,
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say, people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I think we all love us a good golf tournament. The 3 of us were out yesterday. Nice and cool day out at New Mexico Bowls golf outing. There's another one, and this one's pretty special. This is the most patriotic golf tournament you'll ever play in, and it is coming up very, very quickly, July 7th down at the Isleta Golf Course. It is Honor Their Sacrifice, Folds of Honor, and Colonel Jim Quick is in studio to tell you about it. Colonel, it's great to see you. First
Good
of
morning.
all.
Same here.
Well, congratulations on 8 of these. I know how hard it is to do an event. I know how hard it is to put on one of these tournaments. And I played in this one a few years back, and it is tremendous. Congratulations on all the success.
Thank you very much. We have a new aspect of Folds of Honor, a new growth for us that was announced last year to first responder families, in addition to the military families that we support. So we're throwing a big challenge out there to build these events that we do in order to meet the need of the people that serve us in our communities and in the military.
I think what we need to do as we get started here is explain what Folds of Honor is. I think, sometimes people get numb. There's a lot of golf tournaments and people somehow get numb to this.
That's true.
Explain what Folds of Honor is, and when people support this event for $175 per individual or $700 a team, where the money's going, how important this is.
Every cent that we raise goes to Folds of Honor, and we are the New Mexico chapter here in Albuquerque. My wife and I, my daughters, my kids, and a whole board of governors to constitute the chapter here, and we're our own 501c charity. And every cent we make is forwarded to the National Foundation, which provides scholarships to military members and families that have lost a family member, had one disabled. And as they announced on 9/11 last year, that umbrella is now going to cover advanced degrees. We got our first kid from New Mexico going to medical school. Nice. And, all the complaints about graduation with all this debt, and you spend half of your life paying off your college expenses. Well, we take a big ding out of that. So that's really great. And the first responder aspect of it has got us challenged to do more. So right now we support 33 active scholarships in New Mexico at about $158,000 a year.
That's so cool. Colonel Jim Quick is here, and the Folds of Honor golf tournament is coming up. It's at Isleta Eagle Golf Course coming up on July 7th.
What's the key to keeping something like this going? Is it when people maybe for the first time go out to the tournament and then they see the impact that it has?
Absolutely, because we'll have a recipient family at the golf tournament to speak after the golf tournament, and it's always a tearjerker, because the value of what we're doing when we step into one of these situations where the family's been devastated, the husband can't work, or the mother, as the case may be, and we step in with the kind of support we give to families. They're they're just taken with it. And we have a number of applications already in for this year's season of giving. So we know that the load's going to be a lot better. But bottom line to your question is it's all about relationships. It really is. And the people that are touched by this, in addition to the people that donate, it's such a clear-cut and wonderful mission that literally nobody says no. So that's the kind of support we've been getting. We're really proud of it. And it's manifested our events because of the donations from small businesses in the community, of merchandise, time, money, you name it. The community gets behind it.
Yeah, as they should. He is Colonel Jim Quick, and he's here. You know, I look at some of the numbers, and I think sometimes when you hear it, maybe people get numb to it, but I'm going to give you numbers. There are more than 1 million disabled and fallen service members who are affected by war right now. There are nearly 2 million dependents of military heroes who have been adversely affected by war. And there's more than $9 million. That's the cost to provide educational scholarships to the dependents of the fallen and disabled service members. And any of you, like my daughter, we're looking at colleges right now. Any of you who have went to college, put kids through, you realize the cost of that. And when you realize the sacrifice that these men and women have made for our country, it feels like going out and supporting them at a golf tournament is the least we can do.
And it's fun.
Then it's fun.
Yeah, we have, we'll present the colors, an invocation by Jeff Carr, the retired minister from the Mesa Baptist Church in Rio Rancho, and speeches by recipients. It's just going to be great.
Here's how to get involved. You can get a foursome, okay? You can get a foursome, and you can play golf. It's $700. And how do people get a hold of you, first of all? Is there a website that you want them to go to?
There is, newmexico.foldsofhonor.org/events.
There it is. New Mexico, and I'll give this out a number of times throughout the day. newmexico.foldsofhonor.org/events. You've got sponsorship opportunities from gifts to T signs to your name, your company name on the carts, table recognition, program ads, websites. It's all there. And if you've been thinking about getting involved in something, I don't know how you say, wow, I don't get it. You've got men and women fighting for our country.
We do. In the streets here, our law enforcement people, our big challenge right now is the outreach throughout New Mexico to the first responder communities that we know out there are families that will qualify for scholarships. Getting the word out's been a real challenge because you don't just walk into a police department anymore. That's tough to do. So getting the word out to the law enforcement community, the firefighters a little more open about it, and the first responders. You know, we lost that helicopter last year that killed 3 Bernalillo County sheriffs and an EMT, and that's 12 potential scholarships right there that we're standing ready to give.
Colonel, you're doing great work.
Thank you, Jeff.
Congratulations on what you're doing. Thank you for what you're doing. And there's families that need this, that are benefiting from it. There'll be a scramble. So you put your team together, 7:00 in the morning registration. The shotgun goes at 8:00 down at his let up. There'll be a live auction, raffle. You can buy mulligans, so the scores will be low.
Yes, they are.
There'll be a presentation ceremony afterwards. They'll pay first place, closest to the pin, longest drive, center line drive, and $20,000 hole-in-one cash prize.
20 grand.
Well out there. So you can win.
And it's actually a 9
$20,000
o'clock shotgun. That flyer was, I'm sorry, that was incorrect.
Okay.
It's a 8 o'clock showtime. 9 o'clock is the shotgun.
See, then I almost could have played.
Oh, well, the problem was the golf course doesn't open up that early, so we got to go when the pins are in.
I got to be here till 10, but we'll be out there. I know we got a team out there. One more time, the website, newmexico.foldsofhonor.org/events. newmexico.foldsofhonor.org. Go register. Colonel, great to see you. Congratulations on all the
Thank you,
success.
Jeff, so much.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report.
Pitch. There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. Upstairs goes the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch. And she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get 1 run back. That one sit on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her! Whoa, what a play!
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties.
ML.
What says to you this morning? Bring it at 505-246-0610. This is the 377 Brewery Hotline. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, DC. We're here for you on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Glenn wants to know, you Denver peeps, it says bigger bus for JJ and DC. Chris Bryant, Russ Wilson. The question was for you guys, not me.
Wilson.
Oh.
Right now, it's say Russell Wilson
because so much more was expected.
It was plug and play.
He was supposed to be the missing piece.
Chris Bryant was just a piece of nothing, like a piece.
He was a piece of meat.
Well,
they were just trying to sell some jerseys and some seats.
Did they do it?
Apparently they have. I looked up. I believe they're 14 in attendance for the year, averaging. Now, granted, these are tickets sold, not necessarily people through the door, but
that's the number.
29,000 a game. It's pretty impressive, actually.
I agree with you, by the way. Russell Wilson to me, and I'm going to just tell you, if he has the year I think he's going to have as opposed to the year you guys think he's going to have, this may go down as one of the worst all-time moves ever.
Oh, I'm on board with you. I do not have faith in Russell Wilson. I'll tell you that right now.
He's never going to live up to that contract.
Okay,
so that means it's going to be a complete failure.
I think
is he just done physically?
But just be a good quarterback.
And so you think he can't be a good quarterback?
JJ, they've got to be contending for a wild card. Okay, even if they don't make the playoffs, okay, the AFC is really, really hard, but they've got to contend. So that means mid-November on, the games have to matter. They have to be competitive. They have to beat someone along the way. They've got to be going down there and contend for a freaking wild card. And for them to do that, he's got to be good. Now, look, if you're going to tell me they didn't get into the playoffs because Josh Allen did, and Aaron Rodgers did, and Lamar Jackson did, and Joe Burrow did, and Trevor Lawrence did, and Patrick Mahomes did, and Justin Herbert did, and he didn't get in. Okay, that hurts. But if you were right there competing with him, you're right. He's not going to live up to that contract. All right, let's be done with that. But he's got to be a good quarterback. That's all. The team's got to be competitive. To me.
Have you guys seen the workout videos?
Please, no.
His feet look terrible. And that's why I question, what does a bounce back actually mean? He's not going to be a mobile guy.
That's what bounce back means to me. So what I just explained is what it means to me.
Okay, fair enough. So in contention for playoffs end of the year, and that's a bounce back?
Yeah, and that means for them to be in contention, it's going to mean he's got to be a good quarterback. He's not going to be great. I don't think so. Can he be Derek Carr? Can he be here? You want me to give you what he's got to be? He's got to be Tua. He's got to be. I mean, Trevor Lawrence on the ascension, but he's got to be close to what Trevor Lawrence is. He's got to be Jim Garoppolo. He's got to be better than Kyler Murray. He's got to be better than Geno freaking Smith. Right? I mean, am I asking too much?
You're not, but I don't. Some of those names I hear and I just
Kirk
don't.
Cousins.
I'd take Kirk Cousins.
I know you would.
I would have taken him last year.
Yes.
We might get a chance to get him next year.
Daniel Jones.
That's one I would probably stick with Wilson. I questioned $40 million on that guy.
Okay, but that's who he's got to be. Man, you know how I feel about Dak Prescott. I mean, he's got to be as good as some of these guys who are on the ascension, some of these young, the Justin Fields, the Trevor Lawrences, and just on par with those guys. You can't have a guy, I mean, look, this is inarguable. Your quarterback was amongst the worst in the league last year.
Absolutely.
He can't be amongst the worst in the league. No, I don't believe he's ever going to be amongst the best in the league again. So JJ's point, he's not living up to that contract. Just be good. Be competitive. Put your team, win a couple of games. Like have a couple of drives where you actually win a game and be good. Stop turning the ball over. Stop missing open receivers and be an NFL quarterback.
I agree. If they are in contention at the end, I would say that is a legit bounce back. I'd accept that. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Where are you? What's a good bounce back for Russell Wilson this
An offense that isn't last in the league in scoring.
year?
would
Right,
be a
yes,
nice
yes.
start. Just seeing Russell Wilson manage an offense, actually have an identity. It was a perfect storm. Russ was very bad last year.
Mhm.
Nathaniel Hackett was a disaster from day one, which did not help anything. The injuries on the roster, the playmakers were not there offensively.
Mhm.
And I think for the Broncos, it was a realization of they were too late on finding the plug-and-play quarterback. Like 2-3 years ago, with that defense and that roster, yeah, that was the case of, all right, they get a quarterback in here, this team could be a playoff team. And the realization last year with the injuries is they weren't as good as you thought they were going to be with the plug-and-play quarterback. It was bad quarterback play, bad coaching, roster took a step back. And now what you're hoping is you get your receivers healthy. You're rolling Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick, Courtland Sutton out there.
Yeah.
That Russell Wilson with Sean Payton, different identity. You look at Sean Payton, kind of what the Saints did with Drew Brees at the end. And it was an offense that they took some of their shots, but it was still get the ball to Alvin Kamara, play action, under center. That stuff feels like that could help Russell Wilson be a good quarterback next year.
So you just mentioned there's receivers, right? His top three receivers. I'm not going to tell you their best three in the league, but this Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick are pretty good threesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got KJ Hamler, Marvin Mims, Callaway, whatever else you're throwing. Dulcich kind of turned into a pretty good tight end, didn't he?
That guy's a stud.
Okay.
He's going to make an impact for sure.
So, and then Javonte Williams got hurt, but I got to believe he's going to be ready for the start of the season. They have weapons, do they not? This isn't like you're looking around and just going, who's Mac Jones throwing to? Right? You don't think they do?
I mean, I have a hard time identifying a real number one. Judy might be it.
Okay, but if you have two strong number twos, okay, you're right. You might not have a Devontae Adams. But don't you like those two, Judy and Sutton?
I like Tim Patrick's hands. The guy catches everything.
All right.
Sutton, he's injury prone. So
Always.
I think if he was 100%, I'd be on board, but I haven't seen it yet.
Do you think they got weapons?
They have enough to be competitive.
That's what I'm saying. Yep. All right, when we come back, they made his wife cry, and that was it. Once you made his wife cry, we were done. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at Golden Pride at abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future and get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
To Mrs. Buck.
Well played.
No, seriously. JG told me on the way out. He left. I got to go to Chili's birthday. I'm like, oh, I knew that. It's on my calendar. I know their anniversary. It's May 11th.
Hey, that's a win right there.
Yeah, that's right. Even though I missed it. All right, the Raiders, when they decided to move on from Derek Carr, the Raiders made his wife cry. You know, the way the whole thing was handled, and I remember saying this. JJ, I'm not looking to blow my own horn, but you said this too. I mean, we're both on this. The way the Raiders handled Derek Carr at the end was crap. Basically just saying, yep, we're done, and sitting him down, and don't come by the facility. Remember that whole thing? It was just, for a guy who had been the face of that franchise for so long, it was a bad look, I thought. Didn't you?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
What they did, bench him, and then the guy that was playing is not even on their roster, Jared Stidham, signed away by the Broncos. Just the terrible ending for Derek Carr and the Raiders.
Part of it was financial. Part of it, and look, he was 6-9 last year. He posted the second worst completion percentage of his career, second worst passing rate of his career. He threw 14 interceptions, tied his career high. And so he isn't totally absolved of blame in this situation. And if they wanted to move on, that's fine. But the way they treated him at the end of last year was garbage. A guy who was so loyal. Oh, by the way, the year prior, when they went through some unprecedented drama, when their coach was fired, with whom the quarterback was very close, for racist and insensitive emails that were a decade old, and then one of their players, it's not alleged anymore, got drunk and killed somebody, his number one receiver. He's the guy that held everything together, right? By every account, he's the guy that held it all together, right?
Yes, he was the one out there having to answer all these questions for everyone.
And holding the locker room together. Derek Carr is now the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. And he says he's happy that he landed on his feet. He's happy to be in a stable place. But he's finally talking a little bit. And you remember Derek Carr went to Fresno State, and he spoke with the Fresno Bee. Quote, when he was asked if you were unhappy, or if you were miffed, if you were whatever. Quote from Derek Carr, I was, for lack of a better term, I was very upset. I was mad. You spend 9 years in a place, you have all the records, and you can play at a high level, and for something to get in the way, whether it was whatever reason, money related or whatever, injury related, I would have said, I don't even want the money. I just want to play 2 more times in front of our fans. I didn't get that opportunity, so it definitely lit a fire inside me to keep going, end quote. They told him not to come to the facility. They're like, we're done with you. He was asked if he would have let bygones be bygones. You know what? Tell you what. If the Raiders would have changed their mind, wanted to keep moving forward, and his answer was no, because, quote, once they made my wife cry, that was pretty much over. Once they made her cry, that was out. But the love for my teammates is what probably would have made me do it. But the way it worked out, the timing of things, it was time for me to move on. But who knows? You never know what will happen, end quote. Once you made my wife cry. You know what? This needed to come out. And he needed to have his say. He took the high road and super appreciative, right? But this had to be there. You had to know this was in there, right?
The keeping someone away from the team facility, that's terrible. Like,
that guy.
At the end, sometimes things run their course, and especially in sports. And you have to deal with it. It's not easy, but if they bench Derek Carr at the end of the season and say, hey, we don't want to have to commit this money if you're injured, we're not going anywhere, Stidham's going to play a couple games, here you go. It's rough, but you're like, all right, I got it. This is the end of our relationship. But then to add on top of that, we don't want you around the facility. It's best if you stay away. That's when it just takes it off into this path of why are you doing a guy that dirty? Like, Derek Carr is not going to cause problems. Derek Carr is not going to be an issue if he's still coming to meetings and helping out the team the last couple of weeks. Like, that's the last thing I worry about with Derek Carr.
I think that's right. He's not, I think you're right. He's not going to go out and do something stupid. He's a pretty level-headed, calculated, not that guy. He said, I've survived about 20 coaches, and that's how it goes. It is what it is. But I'm happy to be somewhere where we're in a stable organization that's been proven for years, and I hope the Raiders find something there too, where they can keep that stability for the next guys, because I know how important it is, and I care about my old teammates, But for the time being, I'm just excited to be a part of the Saints organization because they've won at a high level for a long time. Yeah, I've always thought Derek Carr's a hard guy not to like. And DC, we've had Derek when it was at Fresno State. He was on our show a number of times. I sat down with him in Vegas, probably 3 years in a row. And he was great. He was at our game when he was a red shirt. Like, he didn't play, but he was here. In fact, I was the first time I was in Fresno. I did the show from the radio station up in Fresno when I was doing the invite. And Pat Hill was going to come on, and he came on via phone because he was down. Was it Bakersfield? He was recruiting Derek Carr that day. He was at Derek's house. I've always liked him. It makes me like him. It makes me like him even more. It makes me root for Derek Carr this year, even more than I already was, because I've always thought that he was upstanding. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's great. I think he's a good NFL quarterback. I think he can win. I thought he was perfect for that franchise. But I don't know. At some point, the loyalty and what you do, it's hard, man. I'm struggling whether I should tell you the story. So my last days at Channel 13, JJ. So DC, I'd been in this market. I was the sports director at Channel 7 for 5 years. I'd been at Channel 13 for close to 4 years. And my contract was up. I was doing the morning show and the noon news. And my last day was going to be a Friday. And the morning show beat me up. I think it was kind of mutual at that point. But I'm not going to lie. I wanted to stay on and do that. And I got off the set Thursday at the noon show. JJ and the news director at the time said, "Why don't you take tomorrow off? Clean out your desk." And I'm like, no. I didn't get to do a last show. I'd been on television in this market for a decade and didn't get to do a last show. And I'm like, what do you think I'm going to do? Do you think I'm going to do something stupid? And it kind of, as I'm listening to Derek Carr. Now, look, I got a great relationship with Channel 13 now. And Bill Anderson's the general manager then. He is now. We got a great relationship. We're partners with the bowl game. And everybody, I'm good with everybody over there. I have no animosity to anybody over there. But the news director at the time, she just, why don't you take tomorrow off? I'm like, what do you think I'm going to do? Like, do you think I'm going to say something stupid? Do you think I'm going to commit career suicide? Do you think, like, really?
Going to force the station to go black?
Like really?
Cut away. I'm
like, after a decade in this market, I thought,
let me tell you,
I had earned a thank you for letting me in your living room, and I didn't get that. So I get where he's coming from, because the way they did him, I thought was pretty dirty. So I kind of get it. But yet you still like the people there. You still like the people with whom you worked. Your teammates. You still wish them well. But the bottom line is, what did you learn from this story? Don't make the man's wife cry.
Well, that and football is a business.
Wow.
Unfortunately, those were all business decisions, and Derek Carr was more emotionally driven at the end. So football's a business.
You know why he was so emotionally driven? Because he had nothing else to be driven by. They took football away from him.
Yeah, not letting him in the team facility that is shocking.
Yeah, that's the not business part. That's just
that guy.
9 years, again, I believe, with them. You got to let him in the door.
We're talking about guys like, and I'll go back to the Stefon Diggs story that we talked about in the 7 o'clock hour, where, for those of you who weren't with us, you got a wide receiver who's got Robert Griffin III, who's speaking for him, and they share an agent, who's claiming that the quarterback's got to come to him and just creating insane drama. But that's the guy you're begging into the building. Please come back. Please come back. And you've got a stabilizing force who everybody in the building respects, who has been the face of your franchise through thick and thin and moving cities and everything else. He's been the one steady piece of that franchise for a decade. And that's the guy you don't let in the building? Like, sometimes we are so screwed up. You know what I mean? Sometimes we are like, what are we doing sometimes? So, I don't know. All right, when we come back, there's one guy on one team who says, oh, yeah, there's plenty of room for Dalvin Cook here. Why he would work here, Dalvin, come on. Boy, they'd be good if they got him. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Channel.
Registration is now open for the Lobo Cancer Challenge.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective.
Go in the top 10 this year as a free agent. Like if he was there right now, you might still take it. It's the opening drive. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. The 377 Brewery hotline to get in today. 505-246-0610. It's probably in your phone. 505-246-0610. That will also serve as the Sports Animal text line if you want to do that as well. Dalvin Cook's been linked to a lot of places, right? A lot of places. Miami, New England, the Jets. What's the best fit, do you think, for him?
Miami.
I think so too.
I do. I think Dalvin Cook can be very successful next year because this conversation gets blurred when we talk about contracts.
Mm-hmm.
But veteran running backs can still be impactful. Like Leonard Fournette worked in Tampa Bay when everyone thought he was done. It was like, oh, can't pay that dude a bunch of money. With Dalvin Cook, 1 year, next year, can be very impactful.
I think there's a veteran running back who's not on the back end. Well, it might not be on the back end, but not out of his prime yet. You think he's out of his prime?
No.
I think he's still really good. The Jets are ruling him. Robert Saleh, their head coach, said that we will turn the stones over on that one. I think that means that they'll take a look at it. Tyler Conklin is the Jets tight end. He played with Dalvin Cook in Minnesota. He was on NFL Network this morning. Quote from Conklin, there's plenty of room. We got room for whoever wants to come help us win a Super Bowl. Me and Dalvin were basically locker mates my first couple years, and he's an awesome guy. Reached out to him because I was just curious, like, are the rumors true? Is this actually possible? That'd be a special backfield with Breece. They got Breece Hall and Dalvin and the rookie, Israel Abanikanda, Mike Carter. He says, I don't know. That's a lot of running backs, but I think that'd be special, especially in this outside zone scheme, end quote. You like him with the Jets? I think he fits with the Jets, and I'll tell you where I really like him also. If DeAndre Hopkins goes to New England, I love him up there.
Dalvin Cook is a player that works anywhere. Because we're not worried about, like, the conversation's not, oh, Dalvin Cook, you need to sign him 4 years, $80 million. It's like at this point, Dalvin Cook can take his time. He doesn't have to sign before training camp. You can even see if one of these teams has an injury, and then he steps into a larger role. And that's with the veteran players. Like, we want the news. We want them to sign, go out there, get them done. But the best thing for them is to wait and see. This Dalvin Cook, he's not going to have to go in there and be like, oh, I'm so behind in learning this offense, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, you get up a week or two, see if anyone goes down. If not, you had your summer to talk to all these teams. You have a feeling about where you want to go. You can make your decision. And he can be a very impactful player next season.
Well, he's flat out said he's in no hurry. Yeah. Right? I mean, I'm in no hurry. I look at the Jets, and they're so interesting to me. I don't think they're going to be as good as everybody does. But, you know how in college basketball they tell you got to get old and stay old? Do you think that's true in the NFL? Do you buy that in the college basketball's evolved? Get old, stay old. That's like what the coaches tell you. Do you buy that now in the NFL? Because I'm not sure I do. And I look at a team with Aaron Rodgers. I don't know Alan Lazard's that old, but Mecole Hardman, Randall Cobb, right? There's some veteran.
I believe that there is in the NFL, a veteran players still do matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yes.
And all those vets tell you that, yes, it's a young man's game. But there's a reason Von Miller still got the contract he did from Buffalo. Or you see some of these veteran pass rushers get deals, or certain older wide receivers coming into specific wide receiver rooms.
I think there's a bunch of places he fits. And I agree with you on Miami. I like him better in New England than I do it with the Jets.
I think that's
if DeAndre Hopkins goes there,
the biggest impact place he could have.
Yeah,
like,
because
going into Miami,
he'd be a clear number one.
Yeah, they're going to be good offensively with or without Dalvin.
Right, because he goes up there, he's a clear number one. Where you go to Miami and it's a little bit crowded.
He'd be the number one.
Well, he would be. Mostert's there, Jeff Wilson's there, but you're sharing it more, right? Mostert's explosive. They really like him, and there's a lot to like. I don't know that you can have enough running backs. I look at that position, and not only are they not getting paid, but there's a reason, and it's because they're so oft injured, right? Mostert, Wilson. I mean, pick one. I mean, even Dalvin Cook, right? How many games last year was Cook playing? Is Dalvin going to play? Is it going to be a Madison game? Always. So I don't know. I look at it and I think if Hopkins goes up there, I love him up there. I just do. I just do. All right. If you're just joining us, the Jets are doing Hard Knocks. I heard the CBS Sports Minute Yeah, whatever. I don't want, Aaron Rodgers is boring. And I don't know, man. I think this could be a fascinating Hard Knocks. I know you heard it too. Did you buy into that? Is that
I don't buy into that at all. The way that they film Hard Knocks, the storytelling behind it, they can make every NFL franchise interesting. And that's why, as reluctant as these teams are, they have to deal with it. Hard Knocks matters for the NFL. Even if you're the number one product, you got to keep making sure that you're on the forefront, that you're on the minds of everyone. And people love this stuff. The behind the scenes documentary stuff is fantastic. Embrace it. Keep it going forward.
It's access, right?
Yeah.
It's flat out access. It's give people access they don't normally get, and that's what people love. And that's what Hard Knocks is. And especially now you're going to show me Aaron Rodgers. Now you're going to show me, and I'm not going to lie, you guys, I'm probably more fascinated, more excited. I want to see how Zach Wilson handles this. I want to know, do you think they highlight him, or do you think he shies away from it? Because he's got an opportunity now. If he handles this well.
That dude's going to be 24 years old.
Who is?
Zach Wilson.
All right.
Far from cooked.
That's right. He has an opportunity here to completely recraft his image. Right? Like Dan Campbell. You did not like Dan Campbell. Many people did not like Dan Campbell going into last year. He's the head coach of the Lions. People thought he was the kneecap-biting clown that can't coach. And you came out of Hard Knocks, almost every one of you.
Yes. He was the kneecap.
He was.
Clown.
No, he was. And almost everyone came out, was like, I freaking like that guy. People were rooting for the Lions. People, they're gonna be. I'm drafting that guy in my fantasy draft, right? Mm-hmm. Like you've got an opportunity, and this is.
Well, and Dan Campbell, we learned about him is there's multiple ways to be a head coach.
Yeah,
it's not just you don't just have to be the offensive genius. You don't just have to be the next hotshot head coach. Like Dan Campbell's a guy that can get a whole team of dudes to rally around him, understands how to let his offensive and defensive coaches do their jobs, and it brought a new sense of expectation to the Detroit Lions.
And now they're the hot team that everybody's on this year, right? Mm-hmm. But you watch the guy relate to players. I talked about Khalil Pimpleton, the running back battle with Craig Reynolds. You got to know a little bit last year. They really highlighted some players. Zach Wilson's got an opportunity to completely recraft his image because his image is that of a whiny, entitled little brat who pulls cougars. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all you heard about.
Like him getting with his mom's friend, right?
Yep, that's where I was going.
Yeah.
That's not a good look.
All right, so let me get this right. He's an entitled, privileged, little whiny, but he pulled his he pulled his mom's friend. Like, whoa, okay. He's got an opportunity here, and I would embrace it if I'm him. And I'd probably get a little advice to completely recraft his image. Now he's Aaron Rodgers' backup. That's who you are. You're not the quarterback of the future for the Jets right now. They don't have a quarterback of the future. They have a quarterback in now for 2 years. They have Aaron Rodgers. But he's got an opportunity now where I'm not going to say he gets a job after this completely because of an image that he can craft on Hard Knocks, but he can. He can. He's got a great opportunity to recraft something that he's destroyed. So he could take advantage of this. I get it. Nobody wants to do it. Jets are going reluctantly into Hard Knocks.
What you're onto is the public narrative.
Yes.
Like it will shift people just saying, hey, I'll take a chance on Zach Wilson. You're not going to sit there and be like, oh, he's going to come in and save the franchise. But can Zach Wilson, number 2 overall pick, get a starting opportunity? Will he do enough where the Jets go, all right, we'll give him this chance? Is it after 2 years of Aaron Rodgers? But it's going to be tough timing of when his 5th-year option and all that stuff coming up. Or even a team that sees that and goes, oh, we'll bring him into our building. Mm-hmm. We'll give him a chance to compete. Because the players that you think are done, and it's always hard when you're a top draft pick and you're not a top quarterback in the NFL, because some people,
2 of the 3 in his draft aren't.
In some people's minds, then you're never going to be good. Like you're always going to be a failure
because you can't.
You're always going to be a bust.
Yeah.
But a player that I compare Zach Wilson to, and it has not even had anywhere near the level of success that this player has had, is Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield was the number one overall pick.
I see that.
And there's a ton of people that are done with Baker Mayfield, but teams keep bringing him in. Like, they're not shying away. Like, the Rams needed a quarterback, but they're like, all right, we believe in Baker Mayfield. Tampa Bay, hey, we'll bring Baker Mayfield into our building. And is that kind of the path for Zach Wilson?
I mean, Baker won playoff games, or a game, I believe, maybe two, and he came close against Kansas City. So I think having that on his resume is part of the reason people keep gravitating back towards him.
Baker's had more success than Zach Wilson.
Absolutely.
Certainly.
There's still that kind of narrative that he's a problem.
That's right. And Odell did that a lot. Really hurt that. I'm going to throw a name at you. Now, it's not total comparison, but why do you think Mark Brunell stayed in the league till he was 170 years old? Why do you think, he played till what?
He owed a lot of money, too.
40-something? Well, but dude was considered a good guy, a locker room guy, a team guy. It was persona, it was perception, it was who he was. Mark Brunell couldn't play at the end, but he was a backup probably for 5 different teams at the end, right? I mean, I want to say, but
Mark Brunell was the backup to the backup.
Right? But they kept bringing him in and paying him money.
Yeah.
Was he the joke teller?
Mark Brunell?
Yeah.
Got to be good at something.
Yeah.
I mean, something.
But, AKA the donut guy.
Bottom line is,
the donut guy. That's
teams
right.
kept bringing him in. And that's where Zach Wilson can start. You got to be a good guy, or at least perceived to be. The teams are not bringing in problems for backup quarterback. Last thing I need, and remember we used to have this conversation about Colin Kaepernick, where I kept saying, look, no coach, first of all, he's not coming in to be a starting quarterback. And nobody needs a backup quarterback to be the distraction, right? Like Tim Tebow was. Right? No coach wants his backup quarterback to be the guy that everybody's going to for the media. They just don't. So be that Mark Brunell guy. You can be around forever. And I think Zach Wilson's got an opportunity now with Hard Knocks to completely reshape his image. We'll see, though. That's what I'm interested in. I know everybody wants to see the Rodgers thing. And, you'll get to – I actually kind of want to know a little bit more about Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, these two young stars who are I think, going to be around for a long time. But, yeah, that's Hard Knocks. And that's where this thing's going. And you get to watch it. Gosh, camp's open in a month. We're in it in 1 month. Live Golf, they're going overseas this weekend. How does CW handle this? And do you even care? Do you know? I will tell you where, when, and how. You get a little live because they got a hell of a field this weekend. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Registration is now open for the Lobo Cancer Challenge. Cancer can affect anyone at any stage.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Yeah, it's still going on. Dan says, Jeffrey, Regresando Juan Jose, and Derek Charles. CW has to show the action live, right? Even if it's at 4 a.m.? No way they show Liv from Valderrama tape delay this weekend. I have no idea. I have no idea their plans, but I was just bouncing around the site. I've never been to Valderrama in Spain. It kind of looks fun. Live Golf this weekend at Valderrama. They got a pretty good field. Whether you're rooting for whichever Flying Aces or whatever your team is.
There you go, the Las Vegas Flying Aces.
Oh, you like that? Or the Aces? That wouldn't work either. Get a little Live Golf at Valderrama. Have you caught? Go ahead.
Have you guys seen this framework agreement that leaked online?
No. What do you got?
This is the agreement leaked online about an hour ago between Live Golf and PGA /
Break
United
it to me.
States.
What does it say?
I need to read it first. I literally just got it. So let me take a peek.
Yeah. No, that's actually really big because I don't think anybody, if it's actually worth something. I mean, I don't think anybody's got an idea on what it's going to be. This came out, you're right, about an hour ago. So there's a 5-page agreement, JJ, signed by Jay Monahan, the PGA Tour Commissioner, the CEO of the DP World Tour, Keith Pelley, and the PIF Governor, Yasir Al-Rumayyan. The new entity will align all professional golf. It gives the PGA Tour full decision-making authority with respect to all of the strategic and operational matters related to competition. So the framework agreement was signed May 30th. What's today's date? So this was signed up a month ago and sent along with other documents to a Senate subcommittee looking into the alliance that will be heard on July 11th. The parties share a common goal of creating a global golf partnership, growing and promoting the game of golf globally, ending divisions and unifying the game of golf for the benefit of all their shareholders, including players, sponsors, and fans. Interesting. So the details of the final agreement are still being worked out. But the report is, once completed, it will need approval by the PGA. So what do I know? What's it telling me? Is there going to be 2 separate tours, 3 separate tours? It combines the commercial, not the playing, the commercial activities of the PGA Tour, the DP World Tour, and the Saudi PIF Tour into a new for-profit entity called NewCo, N-E-W-C-O, NewCo, with Monahan as the CEO and Al-Rumayyan as the chairman. I just want to know, man. Am I going to see 2 tours? Do I still got stuff on the CW and on the Golf Channel? What do I got? At least the Golf Channel will now at least acknowledge that there's a Live Tour. I haven't seen a highlight of Live on the Golf Channel or on. Do you ever see one on ESPN on SportsCenter?
That's rare.
Do they even cover the events?
They usually do it on Sundays.
They do? Okay. I can't recall ever seeing live highlights. This will leak out. I think people will dissect this a little bit as the day goes on. And you'll start to hear more about it and what it means. But as I read through it, and I know DC's looking through it right now, I don't know that I see anything in there that tells me what the hell's going on. Basically everything we knew. Well, I mean, here's we're in an alliance and we're in cahoots, and here's the CEO, and this is for the betterment of the game, and we're going to grow the game, and whatever, man. Just get JJ to hit the driver straight on a regular basis. That'll grow the damn game.
That's how we grow the game.
Seriously?
We just want the average shows to hit some fairways.
How do I hit the ball straighter and more consistently? And that'll grow the damn game.
I don't care how much money you're giving out. Travelers Championship, Rocket Mortgage Classic.
They kind of pay, though.
You just want to be able to hit a few fairways.
I mean, hit a few fairways. Can I win the longest drive one day? How about close to the pin? You see some of those close to the pins yesterday? They were tight.
Yes.
People were like throwing darts at flags. Yeah. There were some that were really tight. All right, so we'll catch you up on that when it makes sense. I mean, have you read anything out of that yet? What do you know?
It is interesting because it basically, PIF will provide all working capital funding required to operate LIV through an investment, NUCO, which you talked about. It does say NUCO will name PGA Tour as competition manager for all PGA Tour's contributed golf-related commercial business and investments into NUCO.
So am I still getting 2 tours, or is it 1?
I got 2 more pages, so we'll see.
I mean, isn't that what everybody wants to know? Like that's the big deal here, right? It's are all the players playing together, or is it an American League and a National League?
It feels like this would make it easier for all the players to play together. I guess it still comes down to what they're doing with world golf rankings and the major tournaments.
I think yes. So,
but also at this point, I think everyone just wants to see these dudes play golf.
Right.
Like
But
you're
you
telling
know
me Brooks Koepka just because he's playing live golf. It's like, well, we didn't earn enough points to qualify for this. Like they got to figure that out. Like,
Well, I think that's
and
part
I
of
think
what they're
this
doing.
is an easy step to. All right, we're on the same page now.
Do you think Brooks Koepka, if it wasn't for the money, if the money was the same, would have chose to gone to live, or would he go back to PGA now?
He'd still do live golf
because of the schedule.
3 days, mellow. No one's there. Like Brooks Koepka is the dude that could care less.
Just give me the 4
The
tournaments
camera's
here.
there. He just wants to
give
play
me 4
major
here.
golf,
Yeah.
win championships, and say bleep y'all.
What about the rest of these guys? If the money was the same,
Probably a good chunk of them, like the PGA Tour aura.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just it's felt so much more like an exhibition to me than a compete. It's XFL to the NFL to me. By the way, the XFL season's coming to an end. Do you know that?
The XFL season's over.
I thought. Oh yeah, they just crowned a champion the other day, right? Pittsburgh.
It's been over for a while.
No. What's the one?
The USFL is playing right now.
What's the difference, man? One's on one network, one's on the other.
Giant difference.
Have you watched one game? Have you watched USFL?
USFL.
All right. So did you watch one USFL game?
No.
Saw the end of the Pittsburgh Maulers game against
There's no
Carolina
reason.
Panthers
There's
the other day.
as much as we love football, there's no reason for 3 quote unquote professional football
agree
leagues
with
to
you.
exist in the United States.
Isn't it amazing? And we love football, right? And we talk football, and we spend half of today talking football. I think 90% of us would way rather watch a Sun Belt game, Troy versus Georgia Southern, than watch a USFL game.
Why?
Don't you think?
So you're on to something, Jeff.
Yeah.
A group of 5?
Yeah.
Just say peace out, and you play a summer league, and then we can have our July New Mexico Bowl. And then in the fall, you get your SEC, Big Ten.
So clear
all
the
that
stage.
stuff.
Have a group of 5
Yes.
play spring
So we
football.
don't need USFL, XFL. Let's give us some
It's interesting.
new era college football.
Never heard
right
that,
now.
but that's interesting. But do you think I'm wrong? Like, what would you rather watch right now? Would you rather watch Tulsa play Memphis?
Give me Maction,
Yeah.
Sunbelt,
Bowling Green versus
American
Central
Athletic
Michigan.
Conference.
Yeah.
There's more meaning to me.
Yes.
Behind those games.
100%.
Than a
100%.
USFL, which, but they're still playing all their games in Birmingham, Alabama.
Are they still doing that? Well,
You're supposed to be the Michigan Panthers, and you're playing in Birmingham,
Are they-
Alabama.
they're not
the
all
entire
one
season?
site,
I
are
think
they?
so. Still,
Do you see what would you? I know you're not a big college fan, but you got the option. You can watch Pittsburgh Maulers play the Carolina Panthers in the USFL, or you can watch Ohio U versus Miami of Ohio. Who you watching? I know you're watching some football. Who you watching?
Wow, that's a tough one. I probably would lean toward college because those are players that could potentially go pro.
Yeah, and it means something.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It means like I don't even know what the USFL means. They're playing for a championship, but and I don't know, maybe if
no, they were playing in. Excuse me. This
they're on
season
site,
they were on site.
Yeah, they went back to the site. I'm with you. I don't know that I need 3. I couldn't tell you the difference. Like if you told me here's a stack of teams and separate them into USFL and XFL, I'm not sure I could do that. Could you do that?
I'm looking at the teams now.
How would you do? Well, now you would, but I'm not sure I could. All right, when we come back, DC's going through that whole
Arlington Renegades. Jeff, which league are they in?
That's X.
Ooh, good job.
I think all the USFL teams have the old USFL names, right? Give me another one.
Houston Gamblers.
Ooh,
you're on this. What are you talking about? You love this stuff. Don't lie.
I do love this.
You've been watching all these games.
All right, DC's going to tell you what he found digging through that document, and we'll get you everything you need to go through your day. What everybody's talking about. It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Zone.
Pitch. There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch. And she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get one run back. That one sent on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides
AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, quite the legal document signed by Jay Monahan, the commissioner of the PGA Tour, Keith Pelley, the chief executive of the DP World Tour, and it says here, His Excellency Yasir Al-Ramayan, the governor of the Saudi Investment Fund. How do you get His Excellency on your name, by the way? Like, how do you get that in front of your name? All right, I'm going to tell you what jumps off to me, and DC went through this. It says right here, PGA Tour, DP World Tour, and Live to coexist.
Yeah, that number 4 really stood out.
Yeah. So, I mean, it says that they're going to coexist. But, JJ, here's the one that you and I don't really get. PGA Tour, DP World Tour, and will work together in an effort to determine how best to integrate team golf into the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour. So, why can't Live just have their team golf? Why do I need team golf in the PGA? I know not one person outside the people who play on it, because they're making money off it, that give a damn about the team golf. Have you met anybody who said, I really like the Live concept of the team golf?
No. In professional golf, where you want to see team play is like the Ryder Cup, President's Cup. And just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it can't work, but team golf is a stretch.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's a stretch when it just comes to, hey, look, where's Tony Finau, Ricky Fowler versus
who cares?
Whoever.
Who cares? I mean, you like it when it's USA versus Europe or USA versus the world. But I mean, who cares? All right, that's one of the things people are going to be talking about as you go through your work day today. Text line says, to answer your question, which summer football option would I watch now, USFL, XFL, or college? Neither. None of the above, regardless of what the ratings pushers think. Well,
good for you having a life.
Yeah, no, there's two. You wouldn't watch any of it, but whatever the ratings pushers think, people watch football. There's a reason the MAC plays Novembers on Thursday nights and Wednesday nights. There's a reason that they're putting Conference USA on Wednesdays and Thursdays in October. The reason is people watch it, so you don't have to, and that's cool. But I promise you, people are watching them action. Terry says Brooks hates everyone. When he was injured a few years ago and nobody checked up on him, he came out at the Ryder Cup and didn't want to hang out with his teammates. Okay. All right. People will be talking about Dalvin Cook potentially going to the Jets, amongst other places. People will be talking about Derek Carr being pissed off at the Raiders because they made his wife cry. People will be talking about LSU winning 18-4, wearing their championship gold, winning college baseball's championship after getting run out of the built 24-4 the night before. Kind of what people are going to be talking about today as you go through your day. People will be talking about the Isotopes open up their second half of the season tomorrow, JJ.
Hit the reset button.
Reset. Chris Bryant's in town. Go out and see a former MVP here in Isotopes Park. Now, what are you going to be talking about today?
What are we going to be talking about today?
What's your big thing today? You're going to go, well, you had a big day yesterday. I mean, you played golf and then had your wife's birthday. That's why JJ couldn't hang around for dinner, DC. We pulled his name out of the hat and said, all right, JJ Buck, come up and you win a prize. We did.
Oh, really?
Of course. What'd you get, man? DC, what'd you get? What prize did you win yesterday?
I got the jacket with the logo.
Oh, right on. The soft shell?
Sweet. Yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Soft shell jacket. See? I don't even know if JJ's got one of those.
I'm keeping it. Sorry, JJ.
As you should. That's what they're there for, man. That's what we're there for. All right, remember the Folds of Honor golf tournament? Colonel Quick was in, and that is coming up on July 7th. So if you want to take part in that, we really encourage you to do that. Let me give you the website again. It is newmexico.foldsofhonor.org/events. newmexico.foldsofhonor.org/events. Take part in that. I know, DC, you already went on site, and you want to put out a challenge to people? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I they're asking $13 a month. It's not that much. It's like buying someone a sandwich. I know someone's out there trying to save my life right now that I've never met, and so I'm glad to give that. And so I challenge all the listeners: find $13. It can be done.
Dude, that's a really cool way to look at it. I don't know that I've ever looked at it that way. It's like buying someone a sandwich, and what you're doing for the Patriots, the people who put their lives on the line and their lives on the line, and for their families. So go take a look at it. There's all kinds of stuff. newmexico.foldsofhonor.org/events. And you can be part of the Folds of Honor golf tournament coming up on July 7th. I know we're gonna have a team out there as well. All right, I get a little baseball tonight. Cincinnati, Baltimore. I'm gonna be watching the Marlins and the Red Sox a little bit. Rockies, Dodgers. I get a Rockies Dodgers series. We haven't had a lot of Rockies Dodgers series this week or this year, have we? They've completely changed up the schedule. You get to get beat by everybody else, not just the Dodgers and the Padres.
It's been nice, right?
Week.
Beat up by There was a stat, I think it was a week and a half ago, that the Rockies, they were one game above 500 against everyone outside the NL West. Maybe if the Rockies could get out of that division.
Where'd you want them? Out of the AL West or the NL West?
NL West.
So where would you want them?
They would still be X amount of games back. I mean, 8 games back to the 69.
So if you reshuffled the National League, there's nowhere to put the Rockies. Right? There's nobody. I'm trying to get creative for you. But there's nowhere to go. They'd have to go to the American League to get out of the National League West.
Yeah.
Unless there's expansion and you put a team in Portland or what would baseball expansion cities be? I know we think Seattle's the next basketball expansion city. I know San Antonio's been yelling for football.
Just check Vegas off the list. Montreal.
I've heard that. Expos had a bad stadium. I can see that. Thank you to Colonel Jim Quick. He was in today. Remember the Folds of Honor golf tournament coming up on July 7th. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Coward follows that. 2 Men On is here at 4 o'clock. The opening drive returns with more award-winning radio tomorrow morning. Starting at 7 a.m., Adrian, way to battle. Way to battle. DC, great job today. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. I'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.